Okay, awesome. All right. So, yeah, kia ora koutou. My name is Hussein. I am the Associate Director for Innovation and Growth at Datacom. Today, I'm joined by these lovely folks as well from our team. Nicole, who leads our graduate recruitment across Australia and New Zealand. Dakota, who's got he's an associate consultant in our Datacom cloud business, and Ronaldo, who, yeah, sorry, I'm a big Ronaldo fan and I'm a Manchester United fan, so I love his name. He's a graduate consultant in our apps business in the Salesforce team, and we're just going to talk a little bit about who Datacom are. I'll talk a little bit about my own career journey, and Dakota and Ronaldo will share the same, and then we'll just give you a few next steps on how you could potentially join us. So for those who don't know Datacom, we've been around for a while. We're a New Zealand company, founded in New Zealand, in Christchurch, New Zealand, a very long time ago. I think the number is 60 or 65 years. We primarily work in the technology services kind of area, so serving other organizations and community groups and government agencies with their technology needs. And really, we've gone through a process, I guess, of reshaping our purpose and vision recently, and it was actually driven by the time we went through it with COVID. And so, a lot of our people contributed to the creation of the purpose and the vision in the organization. And so really what we're determined to do and what we're passionate about and what we wake up out of bed for is making a difference, and making a difference in people's lives. And we talk about turning the imaginable into reality because New Zealand is such a small place. We've got about 3,500 people in New Zealand in our company, and in New Zealand you can go deep in one technology area and hit the bottom very quickly. So we've had to go really broad over the years. So Datacom covers a lot of ground when it comes to technology, anywhere from software platforms like Dynamics and Salesforce, all the way to mobile apps, to digital platforms like Adobe, and we do a lot of work in the infrastructure space, networking and cloud. We've got a massive service desk business and so on. So there's a diverse set of skills that are there. The team that I lead personally is working with a lot of our customers on helping shape their journeys and shape their strategies and bring them to life. So I've got a team of designers and strategists and emerging technologists, and we try to help our customers with navigating the complexities of technology and bringing some pieces together within our ecosystem so that we can add value to their own journey and how they're using technology to reshape their own organizations. I'm not going to go, we've got a lot of accolades as an employer, but actually one of the accolades I'll probably be proud of is I joined Datacom 17 years ago as a graduate. So I'll tell you a little bit about my own journey. I came to New Zealand when I was 13 years old. I did not speak a single word of English when we landed here in New Zealand. Me and my mother landed here with a couple of suitcases, and that was about it. So going through high school was an interesting period of time, where I think that's probably why I gravitated towards computing and technology, because I found a bit of a community within it for myself as well. Fast forward a few years later, I joined Datacom back in 2005 as a graduate developer. and worked my way through the delivery business at Datacom, working on some really big, exciting projects for many brands like Southern Cross and IAG. Did some work at in local government with Auckland Council, did some work for Air New Zealand, got to do some really cool stuff like we deployed an app once for Air New Zealand, and it was actually used by the pilots. So I got invited into the cockpit to fly and see how the pilots get to use it. So I did a lot of really, really awesome work in the delivery side of our business, and then I started the mobile apps business for Datacom, which is really my foray into kind of the crossover between technology and design. And from there we ended up creating another part to that business, which was called Datacom Foundry, which was all about how we explore where technology is heading and how it's going to reshape the future with our customers. So really the most fulfilling thing that I found about my career at Datacom is the fact that you get a lot of opportunities to do many different things, because we've got a lot of breadth and we've got a fairly flat hierarchy. So we're a very network-based organization, and so you get the opportunity to do quite a few things across different parts of the business and thrive and prosper. And because we do so much in New Zealand and we interact with so many organizations across both New Zealand and Australia, it really gives you that breadth of exposure. Some of the things that we do and have been focused on recently is we want to become a net creator of talent, which basically means that we want to help create the next wave of digital and technology talent in New Zealand and Australia, and we don't really mind if that talent lands with Datacom or lands elsewhere. Preferably it does land with Datacom, but to kind of live up to that aspiration, I guess we've got quite a few initiatives that you see listed over here. One that I'll probably just double click on quickly is one that I'm passionate about. So another part of my I guess role at Datacom, or one of the things that I've been privileged to be able to do, is I chair the board of trustees for the Datacom Foundation. And the establishment of the Datacom Foundation was actually done off the back of the devastating terror attacks in Christchurch on the 15th of March in 2019. Our executive team pulled me into, I had a personal friend who was killed in the attack, and the executive team pulled me in and said, what can we do? And so after a few ideas getting thrown around, we anchored in on how do we create a longer term change by supporting the children who have lost some of their fathers and potentially siblings in the attacks. How do we support them to get into tertiary education and get educated and come out the other side and be thriving members of society? So that's what the Datacom Foundation was actually set up to do. And that's just one example in amongst many where I've seen Datacom step in and play a role, not just from it's not just from a CSR perspective, it's actually from an equity perspective, to go, how do we create opportunities for those who might be underrepresented in technology? How do we get more females into tech? How do we get more Māori and more Pasifika into tech? And how do we actually inspire people to get into technology careers? So that's about it from me. I'll let Ronaldo and Dakota, they've come through some of our initiatives that I've got listed over here. So I'll probably hand over to Dakota to start with.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Hi, guys.
Awesome.
I mean, Dakota's on as well, so
yeah. I don't even know what was happening. If people always think I'm a girl, but it's because of my name. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a dude. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
Can you hear you?
Oh, just that.
All
right, let you guys kick off.
Sweet. You probably can't tell. I don't I'm not good at speaking fancily or anything. I just speak very straight up. So yeah. What do you want me to say? Where's the questions? A bit about me. My name's Dakota September. I went to no fancy uni or anything. I just went tech straight out in town. It was nice and local. Studied IT, majored in applied data science, came out with that degree, managed to make it through. Basically got to Datacom as I heard. I had a mate who interned at Datacom through TupuToa, was basically like an organization that helps Māori Pasifika get into the corporate space. If any of you are into that, bro, go look up TupuToa and go see what's up there. But oh, there we go. My role, I'm just looking at the time because we're like got here barely any time there, so I'm just going to try and go through really
You're
fast.
good, bro. We started a bit late, so you're.
Oh, so is that all good? All right,
Yeah.
sweet as in. Probably try to be as fast as I can, anyways, to avoid chewing people's ears off. What else? Overview of my role. Oh yeah, I'm an associate consultant, basically more of a data consultant. So I work in the Datacom cloud costs team. So basically, it's our own cloud platform. A bit like AWS or something like that. We're just trying to provide some sort of in-house solution for people in like New Zealand and Oz. So if you're wanting to, use a platform that's a bit more on home soil, then that's us. Come around. But yeah, I as a data consultant or consultant, I mainly just deal with anything from reporting to automation. Sorry. So it could be from like just getting data from one place to another, or automating some process behind reports and all that. That's what I do. Now that's what I'm currently working on at the moment as well. It's just coding as well, scripting. We're using Power Automate. So if you like that stuff, jump on in. Highlights and stuff I enjoy. Well, I think the best thing that I like is that you get to work from home. Basically, you don't need to spend any money on a train ticket or go get some gas money and drive on in. Just sort of wake up, have a shower, and sit down at your desk, and you're at work, sort of thing. So, it's always a bonus. And probably just another thing is I actually like the people here because it's hard to sort of fit in. Like I've worked in different corporate spaces before, and it's you're sort of just left alone, especially when you're Māori Pasifika. There's not many brown faces in the office, so even when you try to joke around, they don't get your jokes, sort of thing, and they just you're the only one laughing, and they're just sort of thinking it's quite, out there. But with the people I'm working with at the moment, there are a few who I can sort of hang out with. Got Ronaldo here as well. He's in the TupuToa group chat. He's always a good laugh. Always see his messages in there now and then. But other than that, yeah, people working from home. But yeah, that's me.
Good stuff, man. Thanks, Dakota. Ronaldo, jump on in.
Cool. Shut up, Dakota. So my name is Ronaldo. Yeah, no, sorry, I have no football skills whatsoever. So sorry. That always disappoints people whenever they meet me. So I was like, I'm very sorry. But a bit about me. I was born in New Zealand. I was raised in Samoa. So all my schooling was done in Samoa. I only came to New Zealand for uni in 2017. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I graduate this September with a Bachelor of Engineering from UOA. Yeah. And what led me to Datacom? So me and Dakota came in through the same program, TupuToa. So Māori and Pasifika Power. And we were I think there were about only 6 of us Māori and PI. Yeah, so it was a bit like, whoa, coming into Datacom where all of us is just, there are only just a few of us. So yeah, very, very much understand the jokes. And Dakota really laughed at them. I was very happy that Dakota laughed at my jokes anyway on our group chat. But I work in app services specifically with Salesforce. So Salesforce is basically helping web application that helps businesses connect with their customers and basically makes their lives easier. That's pretty much it. And a highlight of me working with Datacom so far is I got to go on my first work trip down at Napier. So that was pretty cool. It's like, wow. So you know, people, the company will pay for you to fly down and pay for accommodation and food. Such a foreign concept to me, but like, wow, I can really get on it. So if you guys, you know, if that's the sort of vibe you're getting at, you want, come on, jump on board with Datacom. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, team. Nicole, do you wanna jump in from here?
Yeah, for sure. Hey everyone, I am part of the grad recruitment team at Datacom. So looking after New Zealand despite the Aussie accent. Hussein, if you just want to jump to the next slide.
We don't judge, it's all good, Nicole. We're an inclusive company.
Yeah, for sure. We have a range of opportunities open at the moment at Datacom. We've got a lot of developer positions, and we're about to open our wider graduate applications as well. A great way to stay on top of what's happening, the opportunities, the events, ways to get involved is to join our Talent X community in Slack. So I posted the link in the chat just a little while ago. It's also a great way to learn about different career paths and connect with our experts at Datacom. Just, you know, if you've got any questions or you're keen to learn from their experiences, it's a really great community to be involved with. And then, Hussein, if you jump to the next one, the exciting thing to talk about today as well is Datacomp. Registrations are officially open for Datacomp. Datacomp is our annual innovation competition, and we're opening the doors to students like yourself to come and collaborate alongside our Datacom squad. So it's a great opportunity to get a taste for what it's like working at Datacom. You know, you'll get to interact with our experts and mentors and get to work on real client challenges. So it's a really, really great event to be involved with. I'm not sure if there's another slide after this one, Hussein, just on the different processes. You might have to click through. So in a nutshell, it's an innovation competition. You get to work with real clients at Datacom to solve challenges. You get to collaborate alongside our experts. You get to build up some really great transferable relevant skills for the future as well through our Keeping Sharp training, which is optional training that happens right up until Datacomp, which is taking place on the 19th to the 21st of August in Auckland, and then we're also running the event in Sydney as well. So great chance to get a feel for the tech industry, but it could also lead to an internship or a grad role with Datacom or even one of our clients as well. So it's a really great event to be involved with. So I want to leave a little bit of, yeah, oh, sorry.
I can throw in a vouch in there. So we actually started this yearly hackathon back in 2012. I was one of the founders of that hackathon, and it's such an amazing vibe and an amazing event, and it's an opportunity to do some really cool, impactful things. Just some of the stuff that's come out of it has been really inspiring. In 2018, we had a guy called Evander Stedman, who was Māori, who was a UX designer that ended up joining us. He got up on stage and pitched a really passionate idea around how to prevent youth suicide. And fast forwarding a few years later, and many kind of hours of hard work that he and others put into it, Starship Foundation had just launched an app that was really, the inception of that app happened at Datacom. And so after clinical trials and all of that kind of stuff, you're working with Youthline and other charities, they've launched an app to support youth and help, the bigger cope-up of trying to provide meaningful and meaning and connection for our youth. So yeah, there's some really cool stuff that ends up coming out of Datacom.
Awesome.
Back to you, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've just listed some ways to find out a bit more about Datacom there on the slide as well, and they're also in the chat. Shek, I feel like we're probably out of time. Do we have time for a question or?
We do have another minute. What I might recommend is everyone pop their questions into the chat, just so that way you're not rushing and you can send out links as well. But any sort of last comments from any of you guys?
No, just definitely have a look at Datacom. It really is a great way to get involved. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn as well if anything, if you think of a question later, and I'll keep an eye on the chat box as well.
Awesome. And what we'll do is we'll post up Nicole's LinkedIn as well into the chat, and that way you guys will have easy access to it. But thanks so much for sharing as well, guys, especially Ronaldo and Dakota. Sorry about the name there as well, Dakota. Yeah, it sounds like a great community and seems like you guys are having fun.
It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. And we do have offices that we go into every now and again so we can eat hot cross buns. That's the...
Yep, we do. Cool as offices.
And play some Xbox as well.
That's great. Awesome. I think you got me there with the Xbox.